皆様、本日はお忙しい中お越し。
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming here despite your busy schedule. We would like to begin ISAP2012. I'm most happy to be serving as the Master of Ceremony today. My name is Ito of IJES. This year's ISAP2012 is jointly hosted by IJES and UN Institute of Advanced Studies. On behalf of the organizers, there will be a few opening remarks. First and foremost, I would like to call upon Professor Hamanaka, Chair of the Board of Directors, IJES. Professor Hamanaka, please. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. My name is Hamanaka, serving as the chair of the board of directors of IJES. Under the joint collaboration with United Nations Institute of Advanced Studies, it's a great pleasure to be able to hold the fourth ISAP by welcoming many from Japan and from other parts of the world. On behalf of IJES and United Nations Institute of Advanced Studies, allow me to say a few words in way of opening. Distinguished guests, keynote speakers, panelists, discussants, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my deepest welcome for your being here. Further, I would like to also extend my gratitude to the collaborators UNEP, UN, ESCAP, as well as ADP for their great generosity. Further, ISAP has been supported by the Ministry of the Environment, Kanagawa Prefecture, Yokohama City, and many other organizations in the display, and I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the supporting organizations as well. IJES' mission is to pursue realization of sustainable development in the Asia Pacific. We therefore conduct practical and innovative research on policies, make policy recommendations under the objective of our recommendations being reflected in formation of policies. At this forum, there will be discussion on major subjects on environmental policies that are faced by countries in the Asia Pacific. There will be exchange of information and views by experts, relevant organizations, and industrial representatives. We hope that this be a venue that would contribute to innovative policy formation. The subject of today's or this year's ISAP is steering towards a sustainable and resilient future beyond Rio Plus 20. In June, Rio Plus 20 was held in Rio de Janeiro, where discussion was conducted on transfer to a resilient society, which is sustainable and which is robust against disasters and climate change. Resilient is difficult to translate into Japanese, but it means with strong capability to recover. Further, at Rio Plus 20, there was discussion on green economy and governance on sustainable development. Green Asia is important as a major growth engine of the ever-changing global economy and politics, and therefore the greenization of Asia is the key for global sustainable development and is considered a milestone. On the other hand, the Great East Japan earthquake that occurred in 2011 once again reminded us of the vulnerability of the Asia-Pacific region against such disasters. From the perspective of climate change and sustainable development, we need to review the current political, economic, and social system to think about how we can build a more resilient platform. This year's ISAP will be taking up the subjects of green economy, resilience, and the climate regime after Durban, which was held last year in December. We will be focusing on governance of sustainable development as well. In order to discuss these matters with you, and to pursue how we can truly bring this forward to realize effective policies. Dissemination of policy recommendations and information from the Asia-Pacific region on global environment and sustainable development has become ever more important, and therefore through the discussions we hope to offer timely messages to policymakers. Lastly, I would like to once again urge you to participate actively in the discussions and also use this opportunity for networking. Once again, let me thank you for coming here and conclude my opening remarks. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Mr. Hamanaka. Now we would like to invite our guests for their address. There's a change in the program. Mr. Takayama, the Parliamentary Vice Minister of Environment, was supposed to give his speech, but due to his urgent business, he is absent. And instead, I would like to ask Mr. Terada, the Vice Minister for Global Environmental Affairs of the Ministry of Environment, to address. Thank you for the kind introduction. My name is Terada. I'm the Vice Minister for Global Environmental Affairs. As was just announced, today, the Parliamentary Vice Minister Takayama was supposed to attend the opening ceremony for ISAP2012, but because of the debate at the National Parliament, he was forced to be absent. And on his behalf, let me offer my apology. Now, as the Chairman Hamanaka has just said, last year, the ISAP had the theme of reconstruction from the Great Disaster last year. And at long last, Japan is, although very slowly, we are steadily moving forward for reconstruction. And against that backdrop, the government of Japan is trying to formulate new energy policy and new nuclear energy policy, and the new policy for global warming. We are trying to have a national debate and set the path forward for our nation. And on this opportunity, I would like to thank all the participants from all over the world for ISAP. I would like to contend that even amongst and amidst the difficulties, we have no intention of reducing our international commitment and international cooperation. Now, having said so, it has been 40 years since the Stockholm Conference on Human and Environment, and 20 years from Earth Summit in Rio. It is truly a commemorative year. And in June this year, at Rio, we had the Rio Plus 20 conference. And as we have the working towards the Rio Plus the 20, the UNEPs, the Geo Outlook, as well as the OECD's the Energy Head Outlook, all the outlook and prospects for the future had been put forward. In all of the forecast and the outlooks, what is being seen as a common factor is that our Earth is at a critical juncture. And one important factor of that is in the Asia-Pacific. We see the center of gravity for the economic growth for the whole world, but it is also the grave source of pollution, emissions as well, and most probably the number of people affected by the emissions and the pollution are indeed very large.